Greetings, Internet people. Ranting Ramsey here. How you all doing today? I got two things that I want to talk to you relatively briefly about. One of them is basically insignificant. It has really no bearing on anyone's real life whatsoever. But it struck me as amusing and entertaining because anyone who's been watching for a while or anyone who just started watching and went back and watched a lot of old videos know that I cover a lot of different topics, from the socially significant to the governmentally significant to gaming and movies, which really are kind of insignificant in my particular opinion. That's why I enjoy movies and games, because it's a way to escape from the bullshit that surrounds us in the reality of everyday life. It's a nice little few-hour escape from that. So, anyway, so the first thing I'm going to talk about, I consider trivial. It means nothing in the real world, but it is kind of entertaining to joke around about. And what that is basically that the female lead in the Transformers movies has been recast. It was Megan Fox, I believe. Apparently, her boobs are no longer big enough, or her lips are no longer full enough to fulfill the role of the pouty, sexy, female diversion for what's-his-face's little bitch character. So, but here's what they've went and done, and here's what makes me say everything that I just said about Megan No Talent Fox, is the person that they have replaced her with is Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, or Whittley, or however the fuck you pronounce this girl's name. Basically, she's not an actress at all. And I'm going to read directly a little blurb from the article that I got this from, that I'll link to you. It says, Huntington-Whiteley previously worked with Michael Bay in a commercial he directed for Victoria's Secret. But she has no other acting credits to her name. And this is what's really funny, is they say she has no acting credits to her name, and then they mention what she's appeared on before, which just proves that it's not even acting. She has appeared on the past 4 installments of the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and was a guest on Britain's Next Top Model. She also is reportedly dating the Transporter star Jason Statham. So, now, this just kind of brings up a lot of different things in my head, and I haven't written any of them down. I'm just going to try to keep them straight here. And the first thing is, one of the biggest things that I pretty much have heard about the Transformers series is that, especially in number 2, that Megan Fox seemed to pretty much serve no fucking purpose except for occasional sexual diversion. Well, if you ask me, them changing the actress to someone who's not even an actress, that's just basically a pair of tits and some lips, and I assume an ass. I don't know, I haven't bothered to look at her pictures. But, replacing someone who's an actual actress who gets by on her boobs with someone who's not even an actress that does nothing but get by on the fact that they have a body just goes to show that they're not counting on character development or the talent of any actors, which just kind of indicates that you can expect the 3rd installment to be just like if the first one was here for entertaining and the next one was here for entertaining and making sense, but boy, the specs are off the scale, I imagine we can expect the next one to be all the fucking way down here when it comes to any sort of logic, reason, or plot line. It's just going to be like a full-on, more typical Michael Bay romp. It's going to be full of tits and ass and CGI explosions. And I guess to a certain percentage of the movie-going audience, that's just the greatest fucking thing you could ever possibly have. But I have to say, what little or non-existent optimism that I may have had for them possibly trying to redeem themselves after the horrible second Transformers movie is just thrown out the motherfucking window at this point, because they've replaced a no-talent set of titties for an anti-talent set of titties and lips, and it's just sickening that they're not even trying. Obviously, it's just going to be a visual. Like I had said, it's going to be sex and explosions, and it's just pathetic. So that's the first thing I want to talk about, and the other thing that I wanted to talk about actually has a little bit more to do with reality and real life, because I don't know, and people who live in Ohio might know this. Even if they don't live in Ohio, they might know this. Or if they live in Ohio, they might not know this. But what I'm basically getting at is last voting cycle, I think last November or whatever, Ohio voters finally approved casinos, which means that in select spots in select cities in Ohio, we're actually going to have legalized gambling. And that's actually kind of a good thing, because each one of these casinos is going to open up and give, 5,000 fucking jobs in that area, which Ohio desperately needs. I mean, I'm kind of a living example of that. I am severely underemployed to the point where I'm looking at finding as many jobs as will hire me and working them all to the point where I pretty much just fall over dead, which, just doesn't really seem all that unappealing at this point when it comes to the mountain of debt that I'm looking at. And that's beside the point. It has no bearing on anything I'm trying to say, really. But I'm actually really optimistic about the fact that they're making progress on this, and they just recently passed the rules and regulations for the Ohio casinos. And I read some of them. They're it's kind of like a backhanded slap. Sure, we'll give you casinos, but it's going to be kind of, like they close it at 2:45, just like Ohio bars, so you won't be able to gamble past 2:45 in the morning. They're setting restrictions on free drinks and stuff like that, because that is one of the tactics that Vegas and Monte Carlo or wherever casinos use to get you to stay at the tables. Is if you're up, they just give you more and more drinks, so you stay on that alcohol high and all this shit. So, but I'm just kind of happy to see that progress is being made, because it really could help the Ohio economy and get these jobs generated and get money flowing back into Ohio, because it's just leaking money like a sieve right now. Not quite as badly as like California or something, but still pretty fucking bad. So really, that's the two things I really had to talk about today. Sorry if this isn't as entertaining as my normal thing, but I've got a lot of shit to do lately and a lot of things on my mind. It's kind of hard to divert attention over to this, but I'm trying for you people, because I know you're interested and I know you're entertained by it. So that's what I have to say. Of course, as always, leave comments. You're welcome to leave video responses if you want to try to engage me in a debate, or just tell me how awesome I am, because I'm always up for hearing that. You can stroke my ego as much as you want, and I will never have a problem with it. So that's it. I'm Ramsey. That's my rant. Peace.
Hey, did you get all that, man?